Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new daily morning update on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update. We'll talk about some fundamentals. We'll talk about the technicals, of course, the technicals, especially this morning, with a little bit of a bearish pressure. I mean, on the 4-hour time frame, it looks like nothing, and in the end, I mean, at this point in time, it also is nothing. But once we zoom in, you can actually see that, Bitcoin is trying to get some sort of a breakdown. So I'm probably going to call that this video that, although I must say, a bit of a spoiler alert, hopefully you don't mind. But I don't think at this point of time it's most likely will break down. It's just that, whenever Bitcoin is balanced, whenever Bitcoin is kind of bouncing within a range, which if we zoom into Bitcoin right here on the 30-minute time frame, that's essentially what we've been doing. There's going to be multiple times, like we also had yesterday, where it looks like we're going to get a bullish breakout, and then we just reverse, right? So these are just deviations outside of the general balance, and those do not only happen to the upside, those also happen to the downside, and I think that's what's going on a little bit right now. But we'll get to that in a moment. First of all, fundamentally, I do think that there's a potential for a pullback, but that is something I've been saying basically for the last 4 or 5 days, right? And that mainly has to do at this point of time, I would say, with the tariffs and trade deals, etc. Right? I mean, that is just a quite a sensitive topic. When we go back to April, for example, and like that caused a lot of bearish pressure, right? So headlines around that and just in general news around that, which might not be optimal for the global markets, that could push prices down, right? And at this point of time, what we see is that it's not being pushed down, right? The volatility index, sure, it is a little bit higher than what it was last week Friday, but is it high in any shape or form? No. And then if we take a look at gold, yes. Is it rallying? Yes, but it's also rallying within its structure, right? It hit the bottom of balance. It's normal that we're going to rally up, and the volume during this rally is not necessarily that high that I would expect a breakout. So is there more unrest? Yes, but if we take a look at the general financial markets, also taking a look at the equities, the S&P 500, at this point of time, it's not that bad that it's going to push prices down, right? So Bitcoin at this point of time, if we go to the 1-hour time frame, we are consolidating in this area between 108,000, or at least that general area, which you can also see functioned as resistance right here last week, I think it was. And then the main support level is right here at 106.6. Now, on the 1-hour time frame, we're very much just balanced, right? We are consolidating. We have lost the 1-hour uptrend already yesterday morning. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, you can actually see we have quite a lot of support. And this area that we are at right now, around 106.5, is also the most important level, right? So when we're talking about Bitcoin right now, we're waiting for a breakout out of this balance. That's either going to be a breakdown below 106.5, but I think that's unlikely because at this point of time, the fundamentals are not bad enough to suspect that. And most of this bearish pressure has been with low volume, right? So that also doesn't mean that much. Or we're waiting for a breakout. Now, honestly, at this point of time, I also don't see any reason for a bullish breakout, right? So I would say it's most likely that we're just going to remain stable with Bitcoin right here, at least until my video tomorrow. And then at some point of time, we're going to get a little bit more information or a little bit more certainty about, which breakout can we actually expect. And then I'll tell you that. I mean, if I would have to tell you what I think is most likely, I will tell you to be cautious, and I will tell you that because of the fundamentals, or at least the potential outcomes and the potential scenarios for the fundamentals, I would say it's most likely we're going to break down and we're going to drop down into this point of control / 30-day rolling VWAP around 105,000. So if you really want my prediction, then I would say that's that. But ultimately, I think it's most likely that we will just, maybe spike down a bit, but that we will be able to hold the general balance and that we will stay here. Although, while I'm making this video, there's quite a high volume drop right here. So maybe I missed some news. That's something I'll keep an eye on for the next videos. But that, if we just got very bad news, situation is different and we will definitely get that bearish breakdown. But as it stands right now, those are my thoughts. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all in my next videos, and bye.